Hey, it's Phil. In the Systeme.io automation tutorial, I'm going to show you how to get set up with automations inside of Systeme.io. We're going to cover the automation rules inside of the funnel level. We're also going to be going through the actual workflow builder. So if you follow along until the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use automation with Systeme.io. Now, just before we get into it, if you haven't yet got Systeme.io, I've also got a bonus course called the Systeme Accelerator that I give to people who join it using the link in the description. You'll get full tutorials for the Systeme.io platform, plus you'll also get pre-made templates. So if you want to get those for free, make sure you use the links down in the description. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So this is my dashboard of Systeme.io. This is my demo account. So what I'm going to do is show you how to set up some automations inside of this. So when you come to the automations tab, you will see there are actually two options. There are rules and workflows. Now the difference between this is if you come into, for example, a sales funnel, if you go into the actual automation rules tab, this is where you can add in some automation rules, and all of your rules will be collected inside of here for all of your different funnels. Now, if we instead decide to go to the workflow builder, that's when we get to create this canvas style workflow. So I'm just going to say demo. Okay, and we'll go and open it up. And this is where you can have a workflow which goes from top to bottom. You can select triggers for certain steps and build things out. So what I'm going to do first is explain how the automation rules work. This is probably going to be the easiest strategy you can follow, especially if you're just starting out. So I've got this page here. Once someone comes to it, puts in their name and email, I want to add an automation rule so they get tagged with a specific tag so I know where they came from, as well as add them to an email campaign. This is what we're going to do in automation rules. So come to, first of all, the right step. So you want to make sure if you're connecting leads to email campaigns, you go to opt-in page, you come to automation rules, okay, and then you go and click add rule. So we have here the trigger. You want to click this little plus. Funnel step form subscribed is going to be what you choose, basically means the step that you're in. Then we have action. What I want to do first is click add a tag. I'm going to choose AI playbook because this particular lead gen is all about the AI playbook. Okay, so I'll choose that, and I'm going to just click on this plus one more time, and I'm going to click subscribe to a campaign, and then I've got my AI playbook campaign there. So if I click on save, now this entire process is automated. We've got our little green check. So now every time someone comes through this particular page, they put in their name and email. I'm going to collect their lead. I'm also going to tag them with AI Playbook. So that's where I knew they came from. Plus, I'm also going to subscribe to my AI Playbook campaign. Now, once again, if you haven't set up your emails yet, I've got that email tutorial as well. So that's basically automation rules. Once again, it's the easiest way to get set up connecting different things. For example, this funnel is now connected to an email campaign. Plus, it's also got tagging. If you just want something set up as fast as possible, this is going to be the option you choose. Now, under automations and rules, this is where you can see all of the different rules for all of your different campaigns. They're all listed inside of here, basically explaining what works. You can also filter them as well. Now let's talk about automation workflows. This is where you get a little bit more advanced with actually creating different automations. So if we come inside here, and by default, just to let you know, the status is always inactive. So if you finish creating something, make sure you go to activate on the right once you're completed. But inside of the workflow, what I'll do is recreate what I've already done, but then I'll show you some additional things you can do. So create your first trigger. Let's go and choose here funnel form subscribed. Okay, and then we will go and choose the page that we've just created. So this is funnel level. This is also opt-in page level, right? Funnel step level. So this is now going to trigger every time someone fills out that form. Next, we can go ahead, choose action, and we can go add a tag. So let's put inside here AI playbook. Okay, and then we're also going to go action, and we're going to subscribe to a campaign, and we're going to choose our email campaign, right? So we've done the exact same thing, two different ways. Now, what's really cool about workflow automations is you have a lot more options with what you can actually do when people start going inside of your business. For example, if we wanted to make a very specific type of decision based on the type of person going through our funnel, we can choose here decision. We can choose different filters. So if you only want to make people come through a certain part, if you want to send certain automations based on activity, for example, if they clicked one of your emails, or if they opened another one of your emails, or if they receive a certain tag. Let's just say email clicked, and let's just choose one of the emails I have. So if someone comes through and they click on this particular email, I actually want to send them some other type of automation. So inside here, if they click on the mail, I can actually go yes, and I can go and send a personalized email, for example. So down here, we have send an email. I can actually just create one on the fly and say, hey, I see you're interested in this, and then you can follow up with them via email specifically because they've taken that engagement on your particular business. Another thing we can do is actually send webhooks. If you're into APIs and integrations with third-party platforms, this is where you can add certain triggers for certain events. And this is where you can get quite linear. They've actually just also integrated SMS. So if someone clicks on a specific link in one of your emails, then you can send them an SMS. So we've got many different types of actions inside of here, creating a new row in a Google Sheet, adding to a pipeline stage. You can also have them get access to a community or a course. You can also send an email to a specific email address. This could be someone in your team notifying them that, hey, this person is interested in this. Can you follow up with them? So this is where you can get really, really sort of linear with what you do. We've also got different delays for certain things. So you can still delay on automation rules, but this is just a way better way of actually seeing how everything works. You can also have things done by an exact date if you are running different campaigns. So once again, this is how you do it. If you want to send people, if they click on it, you can go here. If people don't click on it, then you can even follow up with certain things like, hey, I see you haven't checked out XYZ yet, and you can have follow-up emails that way. And this is where you can really make a massive automation, which is extremely detailed with what you want and really squeezing as much optimization out of each person as possible. But once again, workflows is quite a more advanced type of way of creating automations. I'd only recommend coming inside of here if you had surplus time and you were trying to really get the most amount of value out of each lead. For example, if you're doing paid advertising. But that is basically workflow automation. So I'll quickly just delete this and show you how to activate it. So once you've chosen and completed your workflow, come to the right, click on activate, and now this is set up. Now I've done the same exact thing twice, so I don't recommend actually having two doing the same thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and deactivate it. But hopefully by now you understand how Systeme.io automations work. It is actually quite simple. If you are a beginner, I'd highly recommend just sticking to automation rules. If you want to do something more advanced, of course, the workflows are there. But that's it for the system automation video. Once again, if you haven't got the Systeme Accelerator yet, check it out. I'll link to it in the description. But that's it for this video. I'll see you on the next one.